What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. This is episode 164, assuming that Ron has correctly updated the name.
Incorrect.
165.
Incorrect. Wow, we are way off. Have we not updated this in 5
Ron
episodes?
has not updated this in an extremely long time. This is episode something.
This
69.
Nice.
169.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Dan.
And what?
Do you like 169?
Yes.
I like 2 or 3. I mean, there's no. I can't put a quantity on this.
Yes, as many as possible.
Yeah, one. I mean, so we got to keep going until we get to 2, and then 3.
Thank you for the update.
Yes.
I am your host as always. Yeah, I'm your host as always.
Yes.
Pentharian, otherwise known as Dan and Penth and everyone.
Well, I would also like to let the audience know that Dan is drunk.
Yeah, only a little bit, like slightly.
When I asked you earlier, you didn't say anything about a little bit or slightly. You said you just had this tall glass that was previously filled with vodka.
People who have been watching my
drank the vodka.
Yeah, well, the people who've been watching my stream were watching me drink it. So, hi as always, Perselka. Thanks for. I'm here with my illustrious and awesome co-host, Ron. Say hello.
Hello.
Show, say hello.
Hola.
Attention grabber. Follow me on Twitch.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, so we're a multicultural podcast here. And здравствуйте to everyone tonight. Spokojnie noc.
Sure.
So we have a lot of stuff for you tonight. So let's get started with the first half of the podcast, show's favorite part of the podcast.
I can't do this today. My throat just won't do it.
Do it anyway.
News.
Thank you.
That's all
right. So wait, that was the roundtable. No, the first thing that I posted was talk about the roundtable. So this is something that Swigga posted. It's time for another battle royale. Anybody read this? Because I did not have a chance to read this.
It's just another fucking battle royale.
Yeah.
So something called Islands of Nine. Okay.
The main difference about this is that it's got a sci-fi twist.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It does look nice, but I mean, battle royale is battle royale. It's going to be hard to really like do anything that different with it.
And I feel this is a good time to cut ahead to the other battle royale story that we have this week.
Please do.
Remember how we talked about the Calling 2 last week? So the Calling 2, which like 2 days after it launched, only had 2 active players. They yanked it off Steam.
Yep, gone.
Going to return to their original game and mess with that instead of doing it. They realized they made a big mistake, and that's it. It's done.
Well, as I always say, we should criticize where criticism is due, but we should also, golf clap where golf clap is due. When someone makes a mistake and they realize it, yeah, they get like the one clap.
Yeah.
It was really so bad they should just have the clap, but
he went there.
I went there.
He criticized them.
So a few weeks ago, well, maybe more than a few weeks ago, we talked about how Steam was basically like, all right, you know what? It's not our responsibility to tell you what kind of games you want to play on Steam. And some of it was due to criticism. Some of it was due to Steam wanting to make lots of money because there were games that they were not selling that people wanted to buy. So they started selling adult games, basically. They said anything that is not clearly like offensive for the sake of being offensive and not in like
trolling
an artistic way, like someone who's just being a shitty person who made a shitty game to be a shitty person. Like they're like, we're not going to deal with that. But if something's like, this is an offensive game because it's making a social commentary that is legitimate, okay, we'll kind of allow that. But amongst that, they're also allowing nudity, sex games, blah, blah, blah. But then this week, they stopped adding adult games to Steam.
Now, I found this actually really interesting, how they classified it, though. It wasn't an outright ban, mind you. This is while Valve further develops how games are filtered. That's their kind of excuse. It kind of seems like them reneging in a way, you know.
I don't think it is. I think some of it is like
thinly veiled.
Yeah.
Hold on, we need to figure this out better.
At least that's like, and it's interesting because it looks like that the particular game mentioned in the story called Love and Space, they're going to GOG and a service called Denpasoft.
I have not heard of that. So there is and
there's also a third one called Manga Gamer.
GOG doesn't do nudity and stuff like that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't think it is. So Love and Space is the account. The game is called Shining Song Star Nova.
Oh, okay, fair.
It says that Steam needs features to identify games in place before it can go live on Steam. We'll see in a few weeks if it's actually gone live. I think I'm going to give Steam the benefit of the doubt and think, okay, well, Witcher 3 has nudity in it. Is that an adult game, or is it like a game that has some adult situations, whereas a game that's mostly focused on something that you think of as adult games? Is that different? Like, if you can have sex in a game, does that make it an adult game? So that's kind of that's a different debate. But what I'm saying is, like, how they're going to classify these games. Like, are they going to put it in kind of like a, some of you may be too young to remember, but you used to go to certain video stores and there'd be like a back room at the video store with like a little curtain.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And only adults could go in that back room. And those VHSs were kind of sticky. Like, maybe that's
okay. All right, let's move on.
Such detail.
Continue.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
Sersky remembers those. So maybe they're going to do that. Maybe they're kind of setting up Steam so that there's kind of like that segregated area over there for the people who want to get into it, but everyone else doesn't accidentally go into that area.
Yeah.
So that seems to be what's going on. But we'll see in a few weeks if it turns out that they're still not for sale. Maybe Steam is reneging on it. Ron, tell us about the changes that World of Warcraft has with their sales model.
So you guys know how World of Warcraft, if you want to play the current content, you have to buy all the X packs, right?
Yeah.
And the current X pack.
And the current X pack. Well, now you don't have to buy any of the previous X packs to play. You just need a subscription. So starting with this next X pack for Battle for Azeroth, you can play all the way up to level 110 and Legion with just a subscription. You don't need to buy anything.
Now, I have two questions, right? One is, didn't Blizzard, or there was some news about it a while back that this was possible, that this might happen? And two, I have to wonder, is this maybe Blizzard going towards that free to play kind of download?
Say free to pay.
Whatever.
That's amazing.
That's like right to work.
Right. You know what I mean? Free to play kind of model. I think
this was hinted at, but they actually made it official like a couple days before the pre-patch. So,
well, because before it would be like you'd buy the current X. A lot of the time, the current X pack would come with previous content, right? So it was when you bought the previous X pack for an extra like $10 or $15. So like you would buy, I guess it depended on what part of the X pack you were in. When I started playing during Cataclysm, I feel like I paid like $30 or $40 or something to get all the content.
Yeah, they used to have a battle chest that gave you all the X packs.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's just like you can play up to the previous X pack with just a subscription, and then your extra whatever $20, $30, $40.
I think it's what is it? Is it $50 for the X pack for Battle for Azeroth? I think it's $50.
Yep, $50 looks like, and I'm sure it will go down over the course of the X pack.
I think it's 50. I don't think
it says 50. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Star Citizen for a little bit. It's been a little while since we've talked about that.
Yep. I've got it, mind you.
Yeah. Good. Oh, show. Why don't you take the story then?
All right. This one's actually pretty interesting. So, Star Citizen's been this huge Kickstarter. They raised 2.1 million in 2012 to get this game going. The problem is, ever since it's been in alpha, right? It's not a full release of the game. So, you know, you get a lot of things that go with that. But anyway, there was a guy who ended up suing the company for Star Citizen. I'm trying to figure why.
He basically said they did not deliver the product that was promised.
Right. And so basically the courts ended up ruling in Star Citizen's favor on this one.
So they basically said the term, like the contract. So part of what he said is like the contract later got updated and it had an arbitration clause. But he claims that he bought into the Kickstarter before that arbitration clause was in the contract. What Cloud Imperium showed was that he, in fact, bought more. And in fact, most of the money, so he's got $4,500 was how much he put into it.
Sucker.
The majority of that money was spent after the arbitration clause had been added to the contract. And they went back and saw that the original Kickstarter thing kind of says that the content, like they will try to deliver it in time. The content may change over the course of the development, and the final product maybe not what was promised at the beginning, blah, blah, blah. They had a lot of outs, and they were able to convince the court that their outs were valid. So don't pre-order, and don't spend money on Kickstarters that you aren't sure are going to work out. Ruchu said, why would anyone pay $4,500 for an unfinished game? Oh, and actually, here's another.
That was kind of really before they ever even launched. Like they were still doing the game engine and stuff.
And there's actually one other part of this, and let me find the specifics about it. Some of it was that he has like a disability or something. Let me find the thing about it, because maybe he has. Okay, yeah. So he has multiple sclerosis, and you know it's very hard for him to move under certain things, and his hands shake very badly, and so part of the thing is that he had planned, like when it first launched, it was mostly like Squadron 42, right? That was the space battle part.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that you have to basically do the first-person shooter part of the game in concord with it. Like you can't just play the space battle part. You have to do the first-person shooter part too. And so he's basically saying like he wanted to just buy the space shooter part, and now he can't play the game because of his disability. And the court's like, okay, but you still shouldn't have spent almost $5,000.
Yeah.
So anyway, it turns out that he's not going to get his money.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Ron, tell us about Overwatch.
It's a game that you play with people.
Tell us about the cute part of Overwatch that'll be here in 3 days.
That's going to be. They're calling it Wrecking Ball. I think like a lot of people want to call it Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't want to call it Wrecking Ball. It's like the only thing in the game that's not called by the name of the person controlling it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he's coming to Overwatch. He's got this cute little pink skin going on, with lots of paint on it. And it looks kind of cool.
Yep. July 24th, you can be a little hamster in a ball.
I would love to be a hamster in a ball because people suck.
Despite all of Ron's rage, he's not actually a hamster in a cage.
Moving on.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
I see this shit right here.
That was good.
Diva and Mercy are code. So there are code names.
There's
but
but they're still names, whereas Wrecking Ball is
I don't think his code name is Wrecking Ball. He's just like, they're like, oh, it's because he's in a ball, like he's Wrecking Ball. Like that's kind of, I don't know. So clicker games, I have definitely gotten sucked into those every once in a while.
Yeah.
Show kept
Guilty.
telling me about idle games, and I started playing some idle games.
Guilty.
Not a good use of my time or processing power.
Exactly.
So
yeah, this one's interesting though. I like what they're doing with this.
It is super interesting because here's the thing. I've seen some studies that say that microtransactions are the way that you make the most money.
Mm-hmm.
If you charge a monthly fee, there's a barrier to entry, and so people won't subscribe. If you charge once to play the game, that's a higher thing. That's also a barrier to entry, and also that's all the money you're ever going to get. You don't get if you charge $60, that's all you're ever going to get from that player. If you charge a $15 monthly subscription, they might go and end up paying $100, but then they can't afford it anymore, so they're not going to play anymore. Yeah. Microtransactions, people pay a little bit here and there, and then you have the whales. The whales are the people who are like, I must click the thing even faster. I will pay $1,000 to click the thing faster. Clicker Heroes, which was like huge on Steam. They're one of the top games. They released Clicker Heroes 2 with a $30 price tag. No microtransactions. You get everything. The developer, which is Playsaurus, has said that they basically don't feel good about the fact that people have spent so much money on the game. That people have spent thousands of dollars. And they said, Wolfie went on to say that he's happy to hand out refunds to anybody who feels like the first game took advantage of their brain's wiring, but worries that people with addictions are often too afraid or ashamed to admit it. He noted that even if a player wasn't addicted, he still felt the presence of microtransactions had a negative effect on the gameplay, and that he's offering basically anybody, if you spent money on this game on Clicker Heroes 1 and you were like, I spent money because I was addicted to this game, they'll refund your money, which I think is really cool.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like a developer who actually has a love of his craft.
Yeah.
And honestly.
Yeah. I think it's great. I mean, there's plenty of people who won't take advantage of that, who maybe should. Yeah. And there's some people who are like, I spent $1,000 and I had disposable income and that's okay for me and whatever. So, oh yeah, attention grabber. We'll try to get back in. Steam, Valve, is not happy this week.
Nope.
Ron, why aren't they happy?
I guess a lot of banned accounts to the tune of 90,000 banned.
Yeah.
This week, which is a big number.
I could see some anger there.
Yep.
A little bit of rage.
And it's something that SteamDB tracks, and they're saying 28,000 were banned on Wednesday, which is, that's just bonkers. So more than 40,000 were banned the day after the summer sale last year. And this is their Valve's anti-cheat system.
Yep.
And just mostly this is like people trying to power level their accounts through nefarious means.
Pretty much.
And of course, as we all know, Steam levels are very illustrious and awesome.
That's really important to have a high Steam level.
Yeah, I think my Steam level is like 12.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't give a fuck about it.
Exactly. The only reason mine's anywhere where it is because I
wait. Why don't you say it?
Badges.
Don't say what.
He didn't say what level he is.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
I mean, it's. I'm 15. How have I gotten this high? I don't even know. That's amazing.
No, you got
my wife is level 8. So there you have it.
I'm apparently 29.
How did I get level 13?
Probably it's like a lot of the XP you get is from summer sale or from the sales, right? You craft the badges from the sales, so that's how most people get their.
I don't even do that though.
On a related note, have you guys noticed that the booster packs are starting to become more common?
I have not gotten booster packs in forever.
Booster packs in the last couple of months. Whereas I've gotten none before that, like literally zero.
I think I got one a long time ago, and I haven't got any since then. Anyway, No Man's Sky. Let's talk about them for a while.
Which I've been playing all day, mind you.
Have you really?
Yeah. Well, damn near all day.
When does their patch drop?
Next week, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah. So No Man's Sky is getting a big upgrade next week, including multiplayer, real multiplayer.
Which the name for this kind of kills me. It's the next update.
Yes. No Man's Sky next. It's also interesting because they're making the default view third person now, so you can actually see what the fuck you look like.
Yep, there will be character creation. You can build anywhere. The multiplayer is a big one.
You can build anywhere now, not just just where it specifies. Hey, you have a base here. You can do.
That's what they said. Okay. You can build anywhere now.
This almost sounds like something I might want to try to get back into.
That's why I started kind of playing again. It's like, all right, I need to relearn this. Right, figure out what's going on, and then I can jump into this and play around. Have fun.
Here's the problem. There's another game I'm trying to relearn right now.
Elite Dangerous.
No.
Oh,
I've never learned that in the first place. How can I relearn it?
Does Owen Wilson know about your game?
What?
Wow.
Oh.
Moving on.
The memes.
Moving on.
That's all I got. So that means, unless anybody else. Wait, Ron, do you have any news that I need to drink for?
Yes.
What do you drink? We already know.
Yeah, I'm drinking vodka with ginger syrup.
So the Owls are out in force. The semifinals were both blowouts, pretty much. London Spitfire and Philadelphia Fusion from the 5 and 6 seeds have both won their semifinal games 2-0. London taking off the Valiant and the Fusion taking off NYXL. So the 5 and 6 seeds are going to be facing off in the finals, which is kind of big.
Gotta tell you, my new favorite. My new favorite right now is Philly. I mean, these guys are just kicking ass already.
Yeah, it's like all the Titans from the 4 stages they're gone.
Yeah.
New York, Boston, Valiant, Gladiators to an extent, they're just all gone. So Philadelphia Fusion, London Spitfire, they will be meeting on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the first match, and at 4 p.m. Eastern for matches 2, and if necessary 3. It's a best of 3. It's a best of 3, best of 5, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that will be happening. That's in New York City. And then over in League of Legends, 100 Thieves on top with a 6-3 record with a big old logjam at second. Of note, in the bottom 4, TSM at 4 and 5, and Cloud9 at the bottom at 3 and 6. All our old favorites kind of getting ruffle stumped.
Yeah, just a bit.
And that does it.
I
use Trade Skill Master.
What?
Anyway, let's go on to the second half of the podcast.
Hold on. Wait.
This is deserved.
Dan, fuck you.
You talked about TSM.
Fuck you.
It's so deserved.
Team solo mid. Come on.
So they only have one guy and he goes down the middle?
Correct. You got it.
So, Penth, what's my second favorite half of the show?
No, it's your favorite half of the show. It's just the second. It's the second half of the show, which is also your favorite.
Oh, I got confused. Too many numbers.
And too much show.
It's Boom's playlist. Let's go. Attention grabber. What are you playing?
He's grabbing his attention.
Well, assuming you guys can hear me, because technical difficulties and shit.
Hey, can you guys hear him?
You sound like your mic is one of those big like 1950s mic. So you need to start talking with like a transatlantic accent.
Oh Jesus!
I don't know what that sounds like.
So and he's Canadian. The accent would just
he's Canadian. Okay,
yeah,
right.
Oh, sorry. To translate into Canadian speak, you're too quiet, eh?
Too quiet. Shite. Maybe I just need to move it closer to my mouth.
Yes.
You got it, buddy.
Your mic was on your head.
Okay.
What you playing?
Mostly it was Final Fantasy 15.
That's a good game, though. Have you modded yet?
Which is the 15th Final Fantasy.
Interestingly enough, I did mod a little bit. I got a chef outfit for Ignis. It was fun. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then the game bugged out, and I not accidentally duplicated Gladio about 200 times.
Nice.
Yeah, at one point he had the texture of the sun. It's hard to look at. But
that was hard to look at. That thing just needs.
I'm kind of struggling to finish the game now because I cheated my way to max level. Not actually cheated, but exploited, I suppose.
Actually cheated.
No,
you sound like my son.
Cheater.
You sound like my son. He's 4, and he's like, "Daddy, I accidentally broke this in half." I was like, "Did you drop it?" "No, I put my hands on it and I broke it in half, but it was accidentally."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's not accidentally."
I accidentally opened a cheat engine and I accidentally input all the numbers.
Yep.
No, what I actually did was I just farmed a super boss over and over again. It was easy.
That's not cheating. That's
farming.
Yeah.
I used nothing but in-game mechanics, but I feel like Jesus Christ, it's raining really hard. I probably could have earned it in legitimately, but I don't care. I want it to be 120.
It's like in Final Fantasy VIII, you could go to Kakachar Island, and every enemy that you defeated gave you a whole bunch of Guardian Force XP or whatever, so you could level up your Guardian Force really quickly there.
What I did was, and I guess spoilers,
No,
I went back in time and fought Adamantoise over and over again.
Really?
And what I did was I used the ring, because if you hold Y with the ring with a full magic meter, it has a chance to instant kill whatever you're targeting. And with larger enemies, it's like a 5% chance maybe. And so I just kind of went through it, used an ether, retried it over and over again. The most times it took was 15, or no, not 15, 60. But the least it took me was 1 try.
Yeah,
that seems
fine. Then I went and doubled my XP, and it leveled up really quickly. I also played Wizard of Legend a little bit, but not too much. It's mostly just been Final Fantasy. That game took up so much of my time.
Yeah, Final Fantasy don't do that.
I think I'm on 50 hours.
Nice.
It's not that much.
But I actually beat the game at 36.
That's pretty good.
Other than that, though, I haven't really had much time. I've just been working a lot.
Have you gotten the flying car yet?
I have.
Good man. All right, just checking.
And I've crashed it way more times than I want to admit.
Exactly.
Well done.
Show, what are you playing?
Oh, God. Wow. Hi. No Man's Sky, right? I brought that up. Like I said, just getting back into it, relearning things. Oddly enough, though, my original save game is corrupted or something.
Oh, no.
Anytime, because I'm docked in a station, and anytime I get in my ship and go to leave the station, my game crashes.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, it's.
Have you tried? So something you can try is to perhaps get a teleporter to another station.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. That's actually a good idea. I'll see if I can do that. But anyway, I started a new character and just kind of going through the story, and they've added a lot of missions, a lot of more immersive things than just go over here and mine this, and
Yeah, I still
whatever.
gotta finish it. I might spend some time this week to finish.
Yeah, so there's kind of 3 main quests, so to speak, that you can do. And in the first one, it's get to the Galactic Center. The second one, it's to deal with the Nexus or whatever. I'm taking that second path. As Ron will tell you, I basically speed ran my way to the Galactic Center. But anyway, bit of Fallout 4 because fun updates are fun. And really, that's about it. I haven't done anything. Oh, well, Elite Dangerous, but then again, you guys knew that. Oh, no. Shout outs to a guy that I found over in Germany. He's kind of an engineer and a gamer. And he ended up creating his own company to manufacture mounts for a Honus. Now, this thing right here attaches directly to my chair with a custom plate underneath. and now I have armrest joysticks. It's a lot more comfortable, a lot more realistic and immersive. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
These are awesome. But that's it.
Ron.
Oh, what?
We playing?
Play a few things. A little bit of Next Up Hero. They have like this thing going on where if the entire community can close 1,000 ventures, then everyone gets an item.
I should probably install the game and play it so I get a thing.
Yeah. Good luck with the bosses. They're hard as fuck. A little bit of Crypt of the Necrodancer. My main thing has been trying to do offline because I can't stand to do this character online. I need to get an Arya PB because she's my worst character right now.
Why don't you want to do it online?
Because Arya sucks and I don't want to put up a bad stream. So then doing that offline. Why are you pointing at bats?
Isn't that Arya?
Yeah,
Wait,
it is.
Batman?
Pointing at Arya. My wife is laughing at me because she knows that I hate Arya. She's a bitch. She's a disease. She's a disease.
Yes, I agree.
She is a disease. So that's that. I actually played quite a bit of Chromia this week, which is a 6 Degree of Freedom game that it's pretty difficult, but I've started to learn the spawns, and I'm actually making it through the levels without dying, which, you know, the game's kind of designed to let you get through it with dying, but you know, when you control the spawns better and you understand how the enemies work, it's a lot easier to get through the levels, but it takes for fucking ever. So it's kind of a grind, and I still need to get like achievements to complete the game like 4 times consecutively. So there's that. I've played a lot of Death State, a ton of Death State. I've been playing a lot of Skeleton King, which is the guy that dies and he only has 1 health, which means on Insane he dies in 1 hit. So I had a stream the other night where I spent like 2 hours chasing a Insane Sanctification clear, and I got halfway and I get into Zone 3, and Zone 3 just completely wrecked me, and it was pretty terrible. I thought I had a good build, but I guess not. So I was like, all right, well, I have like half an hour left on the stream. Let me go into Endless because I'm terrible with this guy on Endless.
Personal best.
PB'd layer 42, 2.5 hours.
Very nice.
Later, it was like 1:30 in the morning when I cut stream. It was like an amazing run. I actually ruined my build a few layers from the end because I picked up an item that made my fire a little less fiery, and I wasn't one-shotting everything anymore. But I mean, some of the bosses melted. Now, if you're familiar with Death State, you might kind of know how the desecration works. There's like these altars, and every time you defile an altar, you get an extra desecration level, and the normal game maxes out at desecration 3. In Endless, it doesn't max out, and it will show you in your character stats what desecration level you reach. I reached desecration 9.
I don't know what that means.
That sounds bad.
Difficulty.
Oh, yeah.
Like they think that if you beat the game on desecration 3, you've beaten the game. And I finished Endless on desecration 9.
Very nice.
That's pretty fun. And it's not like you just jump from like, okay, you can just play on low level and then go to 9. No, you have to do an entire zone at desecration 1, an entire zone at desecration 2, so on and so forth. Yeah, it was a blast. I had such a good build. It was a lot of fun.
What was the name of this game?
Death State. It is a single stick shooter. Laura plays it sometimes on her streams.
I will have to look into that. That sounds interesting.
Yep. And then finally, I don't know if you can say that I've been playing this, but I have resubscribed to World of Warcraft. I'm on the pre-patch. And why are you guys? What's the deal? Dan sighs. I get the sad sacks from show.
Should I pull out the bass? But a boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust.
No, main reason I'm getting back in is because obviously the X Pack is coming up. I'm interested in the storyline of the X Pack. I'm at least gonna give it a run and level up and probably do some raids and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't flame out like this does, but if it does, it does.
Yeah.
So right now I'm going through
X Pack due?
August 20 something.
Oh, well, we had some
20
time.
something.
Yeah.
So I've got that going on. And my main thing for the last several days has been just getting up to speed with replacing some add-ons that have no longer been updated and just trying to get my UI just the way I like it so that I can actually play the game. Also, since I have a mouse that doesn't have like 18 million buttons on it anymore,
Which is a shame.
That's going to make healing pretty hard. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that.
Hashtag Razor Naga for the win. All them buttons.
I did not like it. I tried it, and I did not like it. But the problem is that my main thing that I need a mouse for is Descent.
Yeah.
Oh, 8/13, August 13th. My bad. But that's a weekday.
Guess you're not going to work the next day.
They're doing it at 3 p.m. on a weekday.
Like Tuesdays, right? That's when they did their...
At 3 p.m.?
It's a normal watch time at like...
That's when everyone gets home from work in the normal world, Ron.
Europe is not the normal world. Come on.
No,
move on.
it's...
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. I have zero desire to return to the world of Warcraft.
Yeah, I don't really either. I'm not there.
I've always been meaning to like try to get into it, but then I'm just so lazy.
Yeah, I don't
Ron
know.
like got me to play with his
huge game. And then you have to play the game and know how things work, and I just don't want to put up with that.
What Ron was talking about is probably the biggest barrier. Like if I could just jump in and play again, but relearning all the muscle memory, setting up my UI again, like I just have no desire to do that.
The thing is that I know once I get it set up one time, it's done, at least until the next patch. Maybe
or until ELVUI screws up and you lose all your settings.
I don't use ELVUI.
Oh, well, whatever.
No. Just Ron clutters the shit out of his screen with this tiny little viewport to play the game.
Yeah. Anyway, I have been playing XCOM this week on stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have not played any of the XCOM games in the past, although I've played a few tactical games. I played Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Advanced Wars, a few other things. So I get the concept of it. I also I had a poll going on my stream, and it was like, what game should I play next? And I had basically my entire backlog, any game that I own, except for there were a couple crappy games that I didn't put on there. But most of the games I had on there, XCOM 2 had the most votes. People were like, you have to play with the DLC. The DLC adds a lot of stuff to the game. It's like, well, I got the first game as part of a Humble Bundle, but the DLC is like $40 or something like that. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for the DLC for a game that I already own. And then a lot of the time you could only buy the DLC as part of a package that included the base game. So it was like $60. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I finished Deadfire last Friday. I think I said in the podcast last week that I finished Deadfire. Like that night, there was a sale for like $23 for all the DLC, and it came with the actual game too. But so I was like, oh, well, I'll install it. I'll get an extra key. I'll have an extra key sitting around. No, it didn't work like that. It basically turned my vanilla game into the deluxe edition or something like that. So I sort of wasted some money, but it came with all the DLC. I'm playing it. I have no idea. Like, I sort of get what parts are the DLC because the character on the front of the DLC, like, is this weird blue alien chick. And so when she shows up, I'm like, okay, this must be DLC stuff. But it's very integrated. Like when I started the game, I said integrated DLC. But it is a lot of stuff to process at any given time. Like there's missions popping up and things you have to do, and it's hard to tell. Like if I don't do it right now, is something bad going to happen? It's a little hectic, but I mean, I guess fighting against an alien invasion would probably be hectic in real life. So it's been a lot of fun. I did get some new viewers from it, which were not. I mean, when I was playing other games, like, had the normal viewers, but have some new ones. Cersei's been watching. Major Flint was in here a little bit earlier. He's a guy who's been watching. He's a German guy. I named one of my characters after him. Named one of my characters after Cersei. Have not gotten them killed yet.
Yep.
So it's been fun. Also, what?
It will happen.
It will happen, and I'm probably gonna save scum the shit out of it because I am a safe scummer.
Casual, filthy casual.
Yeah, I'm playing on rookie too.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get through the game. I want to get good. I want to get the story and play with. There's definitely some challenge still, right? I just don't want to. I don't have the time to spend 2 hours playing a difficult mission and then have RNGesus forsake me and fuck everything up. So I just don't have time for that shit. I have also played a little bit of Gungeon because
Advanced Gungeons and
big update.
Huge
the update definitely makes it easier. Not in like, okay, everything's easy now. It's still a difficult game, but there's a lot more ammo available. I think the guns have larger ammo reserves as well. It's just overall like easier to get stuff, and which makes it easier to get further. I was watching Tic-Tac-Toe play, and so if you've played before, you know that like if you leave an ammo box sitting out, the resourceful rat comes and steals it, and you like see him go and like comes in and he steals your shit. So now you can actually fight resourceful rat, and it is fucking crazy. Like, go look at his streams when he did it from like I think it was yesterday he was doing it. He wasn't here earlier, but he's gone. So like you go in and you fight him. He comes down like off this huge throne and you fight the rat. And then you drop down and he's in a mech and you have to kill the rat mech. And then you're like on an elevator and you play fucking Punch Out against the rat. And it's like, and then you beat him, and then it's round 2. Like I don't even know how many stages this whole boss is, but it's insane. And I can't even get past the second floor of the game. So watching.
I've made it to the Forge, but I've never beaten it yet.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit better.
I don't think I've ever beaten the first boss.
So I've beaten the first boss a few times, and I think I may have beaten the second boss once or twice. Tic-Tac-Toe uses a controller, and you get some aim assist on a controller, and I'm wondering if that might be worthwhile to try out.
Oh, I didn't think about that, because that's why I don't use a controller.
Right, so you get some aim assist on the controller, but no, it's always been on there, and you can adjust how much aim assist you get. With a Steam controller, it doesn't work very well because of the touchpad on the right side. But I do have a couple Logitech like twin stick controllers, so I might give that a try and see if that helps at all. And I think that might be it. I was going through my Magic cards and putting them all into logs since I haven't done that for a while, and I noticed that this one that I got at a pre-release apparently is now worth like $20. So I might actually try selling that on eBay or taking it to a card shop or something, because 2019 has released, which means that the whole
previous,
yeah, like things are rotating in and out of standard and whatever. So and yeah, Magic the Gathering Arena, which is the digital version of the game, is kind of starting to wrap up their beta, and it's much better than the old Magic Online. So if you play Magic, you might play that. I have some beta keys for that. If anybody's interested, shoot me a message on Twitch. And that's about it. So I think that's going to bring us to the third half of our podcast.
Whoa.
It shows favorite half of the podcast.
Really?
It is.
What about the other two? I thought those were his favorite.
I think that's something of a rumor.
Oh, it's not true? Is this fake news?
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations, for the record.
Which means they're true.
They're true.
They're definitely true.
All right.
I'm not a crook.
So there was an article on The Verge this week. And I think it was picked up by a couple different places, but it looks like it was originally on The Verge. Excuse me.
All that drinking getting to you.
Yeah,
no, it is. The title of this is "The Twitch Streamers Who Spend Years Broadcasting to No One, Looking for Connections in 2018." It's by Patricia Hernandez, and it's like a long form article. It's not a short article. And it's exactly what it talks about is the idea of people who stream a lot to no one or to very, very few people, and who have never picked up an audience or who have picked up small audiences and then lost them. And so for the roundtable, what we're doing is I don't know if you guys read this whole thing, and I read it at the very beginning of the week, so I don't remember all of it, but I wanted to talk about the idea of, because I know I've been streaming a lot recently. Ron streams a decent amount. Show, you stream once in a while. Attention Grabber streams once in a while.
I haven't for like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, I said once in a while. What are your thoughts on streaming to an empty channel? And is it something to be sad about? Is it something to...
No way. Absolutely not.
So
You've
as
got way more
someone,
patience than I do.
as someone who does stream to no one very often, and I get it. I don't spend a lot of time. I'm not super devoted to it. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Is it a sad thing? No. Right. That is literally the nature of the game.
Yep.
Some people have it. Some people don't. Why was Bob Hope popular, but Jim down the street not? You know, that's just kind of how it is. And again, some people want to put in the work, and some people just do what they do.
And some people put in the work and don't get rewarded for it, so to speak.
There is that too, you know, but then you have to think, why isn't this growing? You know, I'm not blaming the streamer, right? I'm just saying that some people have that personality, or, you know, they do something otherwise interesting. Whereas maybe you're not, maybe you need to change some things.
Yep. So interesting that you say it that way, because I had an interview on Thursday, and one of the things that the guy asked me was, I mean, this was an in-person interview with the guy who would be the hiring manager. And he said, tell me about a time that you have learned something recently, that you've taught yourself something. He said, it doesn't have to be like earth-shattering. It doesn't have to be like how, you know, quantum mechanics or whatever, but it's just like something that you've learned how to do that you didn't know before. I said, I'll be honest, while I've been unemployed, I started, you know, catching up on the games that I haven't played in a while. And I learned about streaming. I said, I don't know if you're familiar with Twitch. He's like, yeah, my nephew talks about it. I've heard about it. So there's a guy who makes $1 million a month. And the guy goes, what? That's fucking insane. He's like, I'm in the wrong business, man. I said, yeah, I know. So I said, I don't ever think I'm going to get to that point. But if I'm going to be playing a game, I might as well see if some people want to watch me.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know, I learned how to set up the software and all the different thing, you know, in the frame, it's like stuff, whatever. Yeah. And I said, one of the things that I've been doing, and I hope that he kind of caught the parallels I was trying to talk about, even though when I first said it, it was just the first thing that came to mind that I taught myself. But then I realized, like, I got into the marketing about it, right? Because this is a marketing position. And I said, you know, I look at my stats. What day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do I have better views than Tuesday and Thursday? Is my morning stream or my afternoon stream more populated? When I had a green screen up behind me, did I have more viewers? Or when I took it down, did I get more viewers? When I move this thing to the right or the left, do I get more tips? Like, looking at the different variables and understanding how it affects my stream.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that in this article, I'll just read one of the paragraphs because it's something that I feel pretty strongly that this is how I would approach it. Despite the sometimes psychologically taxing nature of trying to get noticed on Twitch, some continue to persevere despite the cold indictment of the zero. The reasons are varied. Some people I spoke to feel that sharing gameplay is so straightforward that they might as well do it if they're already playing a game. It's better than sitting in a dark room by myself in silence, wrote Twitch user Jostling Joe on a Reddit discussion. And that's really how I feel about it. Like, you shouldn't be, people are like, I'm quitting the grind because I don't have any viewers. It's like, what are you quitting? You're not going to quit. You're not going to quit playing games.
Right.
Now, if you want to just sit there and be like, you know, if you just want to sit there quietly and play your games, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the
Lord
addition,
knows we've been doing it for years.
Right. But adding streaming, like,
right. It's just another.
I'm not an over the top. I know some people are like over the top streamers. I've just, so there's a website called Lonely Streams. I think I might have talked about it before.
Yeah,
it's
we talked
basically
about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's basically like exactly this. It's streams with 0 people in them. And sometimes you tune in and it's a person who's just like not interesting.
Like that kind of not interesting.
Yeah, they're like yawning.
Yeah, like
they're just not engaging. They're either not talking or don't even have a camera or a mic. Like, not having a cam is not a big deal, but if you don't even have a mic, then I can watch a Let's Play on YouTube and it's about as engaging because you're not going. I can type in chat and you're not gonna be able to respond to me. So that's not interesting to me. And there are people who still will watch that, but I'm not one of them. So streaming to 0 people shouldn't matter because I know it's disappointing if you want to have a big audience, but like Major Flint, like I said, he's been watching me a decent amount since I've been playing Deadfire. It's nice to have a regular that comes in. Ruru2 wants me to turn the stream into an ASMR stream.
No.
Dan, speak up.
I'm sorry, Ron. I can't speak up.
Speak up. God damn it, Dan. What's wrong with you?
I every now and then, like, curiosity gets the better of me, and I tune into these ASMR things, and it's one I've noticed it's always a girl. First of all,
on Twitch it might be. On YouTube there are some guys who do it, but they are few and far between.
On Twitch, this is where I'm checking this out, right?
Yeah,
and then it's always like them tapping their nails on a random object into a stereo microphone.
Yep.
I don't get it. Like, I get it. I'm probably missing something, but
if you don't,
it just doesn't make sense.
I don't. ASMR videos got banned in China for sexual content. There's a lot of them that are sexual. I can, so here's what I can tell you, because I do, like, I experience ASMR.
Oh, okay. Well.
And I don't know any other way to explain it than, like, if you're colorblind.
Yeah, which I am.
And so someone else is not colorblind and they're like, that's blue, and you're like, or green, right? Yeah. That's green, and you see it as red or whatever, it's brown. Like, you can see the thing,
right?
But it's not the same experience as the person who can see it, right? Because I'm not going to say it's like being blind, right? Because you can see the video and you can see the girl like
doing all these things,
and you're just like, this does nothing for me. Like, I don't get it. So it's just like an added layer of it. And I think I might have talked about it on the podcast before. It's this weird, calming, like almost meditative feeling.
Heard it's like a trance sort of.
Yeah, and on top of it is the reason why it's kind of become sexual is this weird, like, tingling feeling a lot of the time that you get. Like,
yeah,
weird.
If you've ever, like, gotten that nice feeling, like when you first meet your wife or whatever, and she like ran her hand
without doing drugs.
Yeah, it's like these little short blasts of like in your endocrine system or whatever. I don't, no one really knows what it is, but if you ever get that nice tingling feeling when you meet a girl, it's been while since we all met our wives, but
Right.
you first met your wife and like maybe she ran her hands through your hair, like stroke your cheek, and you get that like, ooh, that nice tingly feeling. It's like that, but you get it just from watching the video of people tapping on stuff. And I don't know why. It's just a thing that happens.
If it works, it works.
Yeah,
It
and I
doesn't-
recognize how fucking weird it must be to a person who doesn't
Right.
who doesn't feel that.
At least you do. It is bizarre.
I'm just
Yeah.
making the joke into my head, like, haha, you old people with your wives and your marriages. I'm a young buck. I got plenty of time.
And then he turns 26 and goes, "Oh shit, I should really think about this."
Nah.
Yeah, Rude True is definitely a niche audience. It's definitely, but the niche audience, like, you know, there's a website or a person
There's
on
a
YouTube.
lot of them from what I
Her
see
name's
because I click
Je-
on the popular one.
Gentle Whispering. Let me figure out what her top video is real quick. She's got 1 million.
First of all, that sounds like a porn name.
Yeah,
It is.
1.3 million subscribers.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Her top
I
video.
can't listen to people talking like ASMR because all I can ever hear is the sounds their mouth makes when they talk. Like,
I mean, don't get me
There's some
wrong.
people
like,
who are into that part of it too.
I enjoy
she's-
things like NPR or whatever, like talk radio. That's fine, but
Yeah.
that's I'm
It's
not.
different.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. Like you were
Well,
saying,
and there are very like niche, so they compete. It's really weird to watch.
Oh,
So like
sorry. Rumor 2 says IKEA made ASMR videos on their YouTube
They
channel.
did.
That's
course they did.
amazing.
they tapped on shit. So 20 million views, her top video. And she's one of those popular ones, has 20 million views on her top video, and her other one's 15 million, 10 million, 10 million, 7 million. It's a seriously huge amount of views. But it's weird because like one of the big ones for a while was cranial nerve exams, because part of the triggers is hand movement and like being given instructions or whatever.
did
So
we
cranial nerve.
change roundtable subjects?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to explain this because it's so weird.
Yeah, we've talked about it enough before. Then.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
Just-
I got
just
I
go
got
to Wiki.
I got drunk. Got it. Yeah.
Wikipedia.com/ASMR.
it's not .com, you fool.
Yes, it is.
Is
So-
I'm spreading misinformation.
Zelda.com,
Yeah, right? God damn it!
whitehouse.com.
No.
God, no.
Yeah, so you guys, do you have any more thoughts about this?
No, I mean,
About
like I
this
said,
or about the actual topic?
the
And
actual-
by this, I meant the actual topic. Broadcasting to 0 people.
It's
I mean-
interesting because I remember when we first brought this up on the Discord that a lot of people came forward with their experiences with initially streaming, and it all sounds like that a lot of people are kind of taking a similar approach to it, at least among us, is that the reason we do it is because we enjoy playing the games, and you know, even if there's no one in the stream, like there's been many times where I've streamed and no one's been watching, or maybe 1 or 2 people will come in like 2.5 hours in. To me, that doesn't matter. You know, whether I have an audience or not. Like there's times I've had multiple people. I made a world record in sub-level 0 to about 200 people once.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And there's times I've done it to 1. You know, I mean, it's
never
just
have to feel that alone, because Commander Root and Electrical Longboard and Electrical Skateboard and Slow Cool and Decaf Smurf and Land Fusion.
Are you just naming off our viewer list?
I'm naming off all the people who
No.
are bots in our viewer list.
Is Decaf Smurf an actual bot? I did not.
I think so. I've seen them a lot. Maybe they're just hanging out. It's possible.
Huh. Yeah, well, still.
If Decaf Smurf, if you're an actual viewer, I appreciate you being there, but I've never seen you say anything, and I
So
kind of have the same.
Rumor 2 did say for streaming, start with some Jackbox games and play with the audience. Easy way to get clicks.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe it. You know, why not? Everyone wants to do that. That's
yeah,
why
Decaf Smurf.
Twitch Plays takes over.
Everyone wants to Jackbox with you.
Yeah.
You can Jackbox together.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
God. This turned dirty.
You guys remember my Jackbox
Kiss,
story
kiss.
from SGDQ?
Oh,
I don't.
yeah, you told me about
You
that.
should
That's-
tell me. I don't know what you're talking
check
about.
my Twitch, my Twitter feed around late June. You'll see what.
Okay, will do eventually, maybe.
I will never do that.
Is Canadian for not a chance, but thank you.
It's also procrastinator for no way. No way, bud.
The Canadians are just too nice, so you need an anger translator like our last president. That's what I'm here for.
If none of ya have anything else, I think that means we're going to move into the end of the podcast. Right at 11 o'clock.
Nice.
Coolio.
Before we go to our normal closing, I think I brought up something with the crew earlier this week,
yes,
and everyone was on board with this. So this might be something we start doing on this channel, where we're going to pick one night a week, and it's not going to be the same night every week, but we're going to get together and we'll just we'll play a party game, or we'll play some online co-op game or something like that. And I'm not quite sure exactly what the format's going to be or how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. So there you have it.
It will be done.
We'll always be playing Skyrim, 6 different campaigns, 6 different platforms.
Who knows? You might even see a Monopoly game, in which case we all stop becoming friends and ban each other.
That'll be the end of the podcast. I ban Monopoly from
the
gaming stream.
If you can't flip the table in an online game or whatever, it isn't real Monopoly.
You can in Tabletop Simulator. Done it.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
There's actually just a thing that says flip table.
Yeah.
I haven't played Monopoly in such a long time, honestly. I want to play it again.
No, you don't. That's how friendships end. That's how marriages.
I am a sociopath. I want to play Monopoly.
Nobody knows how to play Monopoly with the real rules, though.
Right, because you have to modify them in your favor.
No, but anytime that you land on a property and then choose not to buy it, then the property automatically goes up for auction and goes to the highest bidder.
Should.
People don't do that.
Yeah.
They say that you can only buy the property if you land on it, which is not true. So the properties get bought very quickly when you play by the true rules.
Right.
It also limits the amount of money a single person can have, because you're going to want as many properties as you can, so you're not going to have $1 trillion, however much, whichever version you're using, just hoarding all of it until you start landing on hotels constantly.
I mean, it's in the name of the game, guys. Figure it out.
It is true. He's not wrong.
I'm wrong.
Anyway.
I'm wrong, Burgundy. Anyway.
Go home, Pent. You're drunk.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Before I do. Oh, wait. No, I am home. Where am I? Maybe this is my house. All this time it hasn't even been my house.
Are we going into closings?
Yeah, Ron, close.
ASMR here. Yeah.
Ron, please close the podcast for us.
Smurfs, you motherfuckers are going to get wrecked next week. Be ready for it.
I
Gauntlet has been
really play anymore, but okay.
Get wrecked, Dan. Get wrecked.
I'm pretty wrecked.
Yeah, you are.
Show.
What? Oh, well, in that case, good night, everybody. Have a good night. I hope that scary demon under your bed doesn't actually kill you tonight.
They can only kill you tomorrow night. Attention grabber. Anything left for you to say?
First of all, joke's on you, show. I am the demon under my bed. Second, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/attentiongrabber. I might stream if I get enough followers. You don't know.
Yeah.
Why stream with no followers?
We're just talking about streaming with no followers.
1,000. Do it. 1,000 followers.
That sounds like an awesome Twitch thing to happen.
Well, I have been Pentharian. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Pentharian. And you have been an amazing audience. And Ron, take it away.
See you in 2 weeks. Follow Attention Grabber on Twitch.
Yes, please.